everybody. Do you respond situations or do you react to situations? Today, we're going to answer that question of what's best. Responding is generally considered good. Reacting is generally considered bad. And I'm going to give you an incident from my own life that happened just recently that shows the difference and why responding is so important. On June 20th, I was walking to work. It's about a 45-minute walk from my house to where I work. I was about halfway there, and without warning, somebody came up to me and attacked me, punched me heavily in the face with some type of metal or something, and I just started bleeding heavily, and apparently it broke my nose. Your first response is to react. Like, why this happened? The guy who did it just kept on walking down the street like nothing is wrong. At first I reacted. It's like, why in the heck did you do this to me? How could, what did I do to you? But he just kept on walking. My next thought, of course, I'm bleeding worse than I've ever, just gushing out blood. It's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to... So, of course, my first reaction is to try to call 911. There is so much blood pouring out. I can't even get the screen to react. There's nobody around. There's a few cars driving by, of course, like, trying to ignore the problem. The worst part is a guy from a local plumbing company. He stopped. He looked at me. He actually sat there and stared at me for about probably 15 seconds to about 30 seconds, somewhere in there. Of course, it seemed much longer. And then he just drove off. Didn't even say a word. Didn't even call for help or anything. But then I had to stop. And it's like, you gotta respond. You gotta do. You can't sit there and freak out. So eventually, with probably less than a minute, I was able to think fast. It's like, there's grass nearby. Went down, wiped my phone enough, so I was able to call 911. Fortunately, the police were there in less than a minute, and fire department was only about a minute thereafter. Ironically, I actually work in the same building with the police department and work for the city, so they didn't even know that at that time. But they're excellent, and they did their job quickly. Fortunately, because I had started responding to the situation, get my wits with me, I was able to give them a good description of the guy. In fact, one of the there was like 3 police officers showed up. One came up and said, "Is this the guy that attacked you?" He showed me I gave him a description, and then he showed me a picture. I go, "Yeah, that's him." Well, they eventually got me in an ambulance, took me to the hospital. Hospital was only about 10 minutes away. And by then I was calmed down, and in fact I was calm by the time the police showed up. By the time that, probably within 10-15 minutes of arriving at the hospital, police came in and said, "We have the guy." They showed me, they did a lineup of pictures of who it was. I wasn't able to do the best without the clothes. I didn't get a look at description of his face, but they did find him. He's been in jail ever since. The next day, I went to work, even though I wasn't supposed to work for the next 4 days of the week, or next 2 days of the week, and supposed to take at least 4 days off. I went to work because I accidentally, the night before the attack, had accidentally took one of the keys to our cars home, and so I had to take that back, and I walked around the corner. There's my boss with another person that I know. And he didn't even recognize me at first. That's how, I mean, I described it as looking like Frankenstein. Although one of my coworkers goes, "Oh, you didn't look like Frankenstein. You had color. You had color in your face. You know, Frankenstein has no color." So I go, "Thanks." But that's the one thing that they said was marveled at, is the fact that I kept my sense of humor. I was able to smile, laugh about it. Even a few days out, the next day I worked, they were just amazed that, I was so calm about it and was joking about it because I decided to respond. And I think that's one of the reasons why I actually healed very fast. Doctor said I've been doing really good. I'm still having some issues to it, but they said overall, you're healing very quickly. And overall, my health is excellent. Need to lose some weight, obviously, but overall health is excellent. Not too long after that, one of my friends asked me, "So does this change your attitude toward people? Because you've always been so easygoing and just the way you are with people." And I go, "No. Why should it change? Why should one person who's possibly mentally challenged, still don't know why he did it, except maybe be angry at the world. I'm not going to let that person run my life, ruin my life, tell me how I should react, tell me I should react to this situation. I'm going to respond." It doesn't change the fact that I believe that people are basically good. Didn't change my sense of humor. I was not going to allow it to change the person that I am. So you've got to respond to situations. Sometimes it's not easy, especially when something drastic happens. But the way you respond, and you respond positively and respond instead of reacting, the outcome is going to be much better than reacting, than having negative, letting the negative get to you. I hope you're enjoying this video. This is my first video on this channel, but I plan to do a lot more, especially doing with, what lessons life teaches us and how we can apply that to our daily lives. Now, most of it's going to deal maybe with my own life, but I also have a lot of stories to tell. I hope you're going to enjoy them. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, you can hit the unlike button, but please leave me comments how I can improve. What would you like to see? I want to make this video for you to help people who may need help in, getting through life and, in general. Hit the subscribe button. I hope you will be a subscriber, want to see more of my videos. Also hit that bell button that you'll get notifications the next time I do a video, because I plan to do more. I plan to post these every Saturday. So please do that, and we'll see you next time.